So, guys, we made it. 31 videos in 31 days. Did I think I would get to this point? Honestly, no. Not in a million years. I did this daily upload series to basically try and prove to myself that I could stay creative and stay consistent, because social media and YouTube and content creation and guitar are just all the things that I want to push forward with and really kind of make something of in 2021. I just kind of want this to be my year where I can look back and say, yeah, I made the most of it. And starting this year kind of all guns blazing has been the perfect way to get things going and start things as I mean to go on. So I started this channel on November the 13th, 2020. And it was pretty much like my first foray into taking YouTube seriously. I do have another channel that I was using for some photography stuff that I kind of started last year, but I didn't really love it and I found it difficult to maintain because I wasn't really passionate about that particular topic. But when I started this channel for guitar content, I really felt like it was the perfect mix of all the things that I'm passionate about, that being music, guitar, social media, and photography and videography. So I really wanted to learn as quickly as possible, and that's why starting a daily upload series in January was just the perfect learning curve for me, because man, do I feel like I've learned a lot this month. I think definitely repetition is key to just being more proficient in anything that you try and do. The more you do it, the better you will become, and I basically just wanted to challenge myself to make that learning process as kind of short as possible, really, and just see how far I've come from my first upload on January the 1st to today's upload on the 31st. So in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about that process, what I've learned, the pitfalls, the benefits of uploading daily, because if any of you guys are content creators, or if you're on YouTube, or if you're thinking about starting a channel, then hopefully some of the information that I'll be able to go through today might just help you along the way a little bit. And I did do a little Q&A on Instagram yesterday, and I asked you guys to submit any questions that you have, and I'll make sure to answer those in this video as well. Right, so let's actually just start with one of these questions, because I think it's a fitting way to start. And this is from Dressed in Black, Eva. Thank you, Eva, for sending this in. Eva asks, was it hard to make videos every day? The short answer is yes. It's very, very difficult. I definitely don't recommend that you upload every single day, not without a doctor's note, because honestly, it is really, really challenging mentally and physically. But there is like one caveat to that, and something that I found, which I wasn't expecting to find, is that as the kind of days go on, you do kind of fall into a routine of it. You know, I'd wake up at the same time, I'd start filming at the same time, I'd roughly start editing by a certain point, and if I knew that I could start editing by X time, that it would make sure that I had enough time to get the video uploaded, and you become quite efficient and it becomes like a well-oiled machine. But I think the thing that is crucial, and something that I learned within the first week, is that planning is everything. There is nothing worse than waking up in the morning and thinking, right, I need to make a video today, but I have no idea what I'm going to make a video about, because that is just stress, and you don't need stress in your life during a challenge like this. So planning is everything. No matter what your upload schedule is, I always advise that you do that. I have the Notes app on my phone, and I just put a load of ideas in there, and then as I would go through them and create the video, I would just go through and tick them off. We also have a question from David that touches on a similar point, and David asks, was it more difficult than you expected coming up with content ideas for 30 days straight? Yeah, it was difficult, but there are kind of little hacks and things that I was thinking about to make that process a little bit easier. I'm a naturally kind of curious and inquisitive person. I like to learn stuff. I like finding things out and just broadening my mind, I suppose. So I'm pretty much always researching guitar stuff. I'm on Google, I type in guitar and then click on the news button and see what comes up, and it can be a great source of inspiration. So to answer the question, yes, it can definitely be difficult to think about so many different topics in such a short amount of time, but I think if you're naturally inquisitive and you just kind of do your research and you are like a sponge and you just absorb everything that is going on in the world of guitar, whether that is gear or whether that is music related stuff, anything, as long as you are open to that, I think you should be absolutely fine. Now, a big part of this channel and one of the biggest passions that I have is kind of filmmaking, and I want this channel to be more than just me, like I mentioned, just playing the guitar and doing lessons and, you know, reviewing gear and that sort of stuff. I want it to be more kind of like story driven, really interested in kind of visuals, so I don't want to just be kind of sat in front of a camera the whole time. You know, this video is a bit of an exception because we're doing a bit of a Q&A, but in future videos, which you'll see over the next few months, I definitely want there to be kind of a lot more B-roll, a lot more of a kind of filmmaking narrative, all within the kind of space and topic of guitars. And this kind of leads on to a message that I got from Sean. Sean says, "Love your video editing, especially the coffee making sequences. I want to know how to do that." Well, thanks so much, Sean. The coffee sequences are an example of that kind of storytelling, filmmaking, B-roll type narrative that I want to incorporate in my videos because, I mean, I'm pretty fanatical about coffee anyway. I mean, it's pretty much the only reason that I got to day 31 in January and still was able to create videos. But I definitely think that you can incorporate that kind of like B-roll sequence with anything day to day that you're passionate about. I want this channel to be entertaining and I want the videos to be easy to watch at the end of the day, and I feel like if it's just one angle of me talking the whole time, then you guys are going to lose interest. I would lose interest. I don't blame you for that at all. So I want to kind of, you know, cut in these little montages and these little sequences just to, one, allow me to experiment with the kind of video making interest that I have, and two, just to kind of break things up for you guys. If any of you guys are interested in how to kind of create B-roll sequences and, you know, how to actually go about putting these sequences together, then there are some great channels that are kind of dedicated to the filmmaking kind of aspect of YouTube that I really enjoy and have been a massive inspiration for me. People like Peter McKinnon, Daniel Schiffer, Matty Hapoya. I will link all of those guys down in the description, so if any of you guys are looking to start a channel and you want to kind of up the production value, then I definitely recommend you check out those people because, man, they're just awesome. I just want to wrap up this video by talking a little bit about gear. I quickly realised that gear doesn't really matter and you don't need to have the best of the best to be able to be successful and create content that is meaningful. The camera that I use is the first generation Sony A7 mirrorless camera. You know, it's by no means fancy. I mean, it's better than a phone, but compared to the other cameras in Sony's lineup, this is pretty entry level. You know, the lens that I have on here is a decent lens, but it's not by any means the most expensive or the best in the range. It's just something that does the job. But, you know, that being said, gear can definitely make things easier. There are things that I want to shoot that I can't shoot because my camera isn't capable of kind of shooting at that setting. I would love to do more kind of like slow motion B-roll sequences, but I can't because my camera doesn't shoot at 120 frames per second, which is the frame rate that you need to be able to slow down footage. So there are things like that that I'm definitely hoping to upgrade in the kind of coming months, just so I can make the production value a little bit better. But those are by no means essential, and if anyone is looking to start a channel, I wouldn't wait until you've got the perfect gear to do it. Just start with what you've got, master that, become experts in your own equipment, and then as you learn and as you develop and as you kind of get to that ceiling where you think, right, I've got everything that I can out of the camera or, you know, the guitar or the pedal that I have, I'm now ready to kind of take that up to the next level, then that's probably the time to invest and just go up a tier. But it's by no means a barrier to starting. This kind of leads on to a question that I got from Jamie, and Jamie asks, what is your next gear purchase? And that's a really good question, and I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be yet. there are basically two things that I want to invest in, and I can't invest in both right now. So I mentioned that kind of being a content creator and a musician is like a tightrope walk. They're two incredibly expensive art forms, and for me, I can't justify investing in both of them equally. So right now, I do want to upgrade my camera. I want to get one of the newer Sony A7 models, so probably the A7 III, and I also really want to get a new guitar amp. So I have to kind of make a decision about which is the most important for me. Because I'm not gigging at the moment, obviously, because of the way the world is, I have been kind of experimenting with plugins, as you've probably seen on Instagram and on YouTube. You know, I've been messing around with the neural DSP stuff, and I'm getting some great results there. So I don't know if an amp is particularly essential for me right now. But because I'm investing so much in this channel and in making content that you guys are going to enjoy, I'm thinking that maybe a good camera is going to be more beneficial for me in the short term, and that will be a long-term gain as well, because if I upgrade now, I don't need to upgrade again for a considerable amount of time. What would you guys do? Amp, camera? It's a tough one, so let me know in the comments below. So to wrap things up, I just want to thank everybody for their support this month. I honestly couldn't do it without you guys just always showing up every day, leaving comments, messaging me on Instagram, just being generally encouraging, which is just a massive help. So thank you to each and every one of you. Thanks to the guys that have asked the questions today that I've been through. It's always great to hear from you. You should definitely go and give all of their accounts a follow. I'll leave their Instagram handles down in the description so you can go and check them out. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video to say thank you, to acknowledge the end of this journey that I've been on for the last month, and just to kind of shed a bit of light on my experience and the process, just so if any of you guys are looking to start channels, or if you're looking to plan your content, then hopefully some of the things that I spoke about will be helpful for you. So what's the plan moving forward? Well, I'm sticking to regular uploads. I'm going to be uploading every single week, but it will just be once a week, and that's going to be on a Tuesday at 6 PM GMT. So wherever you are in the world, that's 6 PM UK time. I definitely want to involve you guys as much as possible, so if there's anything that you would like to see on the channel in the coming months, then leave your suggestions in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to go through those and regularly incorporate those into my videos. As always guys, thank you for the support, thank you for following along, and I will see you on Tuesday for another video.